Hi Taurus, this is going to be your general reading. So, you know, it could be in regards to any aspect of your life, but also I was going to do the work life reading alongside, and for some reason I just thought I would do a 2-row spread for Taurus people that are already in a relationship. Okay, so a relationship reading over here and a general reading over here. Here in the UK, it is Easter. So for those of you that celebrate Easter, I would like to wish you a very happy Easter. And we're going to start. So the card that we have as the central issue, we've got the Knight of Pentacles here. Now this is your energy, Taurus, okay, being an earth sign. The thing with the Knight of Pentacles, he is the slowest moving knight. He always gets to his destination, but he's very methodical, he's very practical, he's very grounded. And, you know, as I always say, he likes to cross the T's and he likes to dot the I's. Now, this could be somebody separately coming through to you, okay? Maybe offering you something, okay? It could be another Taurus. It could be a Capricorn or a Virgo. Or like I said, this could be your energy where you're moving towards something, but, you know, it may feel that you are going at a very slow pace. Now, with the past coming through, we do have the Star card. And the Star card, you know, it's about remaining hopeful, okay? It's about keeping that faith. In the major arcana, you know, they call it that kind of card where you kind of wish upon a star. But also the Star card can be about healing, needing to heal something that may have taken place. Now the Star card, that energy of the Star card is still coming through here. So it may not be in regards to healing for you, but it may be in regards to, if this Knight of Pentacles, as I said, it's something that's very slow moving and you may feel as though you're dragging your heels in some way, then the Star card may be coming through to ask you to keep, you know, to remain hopeful that everything is going to work out in the way you want it to. In the present moment, we have the Knight of Cups. So we've got two knights here, okay? The Knight of Pentacles, he offers practical things, okay? So it's more material side of our life. It could be something to do with our work, our finances. But then we get that Knight of Cups. And that's somebody that comes through and they're offering that cup of love, if you like. They're offering something in regards to their feelings, their emotions. It can be water energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, okay? It doesn't have to be. It may be for some of you that this you know, this person that's coming through to offer you some feelings and their love is, maybe for you it feels as though they've been dragging their heels and you've been waiting and hoping to hear from somebody. In your advice position, you've got the King of Wands. So we've got a mixture here of fire, water and earth energy. Now, the King of Wands, that could definitely be this other person, okay? Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Again, it doesn't have to be. But the King of Wands, you know, he is a very determined person. He likes excitement. He likes adventure. He's somebody that can be relied upon. Now, it could be that the King of Wands is in your advice position for you to take this energy on of the King of Wands. But like I said, for some of you, it could be talking about this other person. And if that's the case, then it could be that you may feel that this other person coming through to you to offer you something with that Knight of Pentacles. As I said, it's something that you've been waiting patiently for. Let's have a look at your environment. Here we have the Eight of Swords. Now, the Eight of Swords is that mental mental imprisonment, okay? The lady in the Eight of Swords, she's not stuck in that position. None of those swords are preventing her from moving, but she's keeping herself stuck in a particular situation. Often it can come from a place of fear. Something is holding her back, okay? And, you know, sometimes if we're talking about a relationship reading with that Eight of Swords, I often find that somebody doesn't make any direct moves in terms of leaving a relationship because they're not entirely sure what's going to take place if they end the relationship, how everything's going to work out after. But the Eight of Swords, as I said, it's a card of no action. And it's a card of this mental imprisonment where for some reason we're holding ourselves back from doing something. Now, this could be talking about you, but because it's in your environment, it could definitely be talking about somebody else. In your hopes and fears, you've got the Four of Cups. Now, in this card, if you look at the cup up the top, that's the biggest cup. So, you know, I often feel that this cup is like reminds me of the cup in the Ace of Cups. And in this card, you know, this boy, he is looking up to this cup. He is kind of showing some interest. But the Four of Cups is that kind of blah feeling where no matter what's being offered to us, it's not really stirring us in any way. You know, this is not something that you'd be hoping for. It's obviously something you're fearing. Now, I'm going to jump straight ahead to your outcome. And you've got the Seven of Swords here. Now, the Seven of Swords is sneaky energy. Yes, it can be that somebody is deceiving somebody. The Seven of Swords can very much be about, you know, somebody's done something and they think they've got away with it. But it can also be about somebody wanting to sneak off, you know, not wanting to give any explanations, just wanting to kind of sneak out the back door, so to speak. Taurus, whether it's you or whether it's somebody else, okay, there's somebody here that I feel is staying in a relationship. Maybe, as I said, out of fear about what they will find if they move away. But whomever it is, whether it's you or the other person, this Four of Cups here, you know, this is talking about you. That you're not being, whatever's being offered to you is not living up to your expectations. It's not what you want. But you've got that Star card there coming through still, telling you to remain hopeful. Now, what I've done for you is I've pulled a further 3 cards, okay? And you have the Five of Cups here. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. And you've got the Ace of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Cups is that emotional loss, okay? We've gone from the Four of Cups in our hopes and fears, and then we get this Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups, it can very much be an energy about where you're focusing on something that you've lost, okay? There's been an emotional loss here. But also, the Five of Cups can talk about regrets. And maybe feeling a need to make an apology to somebody. There's still 2 cups standing, okay? So there's still somebody around you that is offering you support. That is there, you know, offering you their feelings, their emotions and their love. But you're not focusing on that. You're only focusing on what's been lost. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune, you know, yes, it can be, you know, the wheel turning in your favour. But we've only got to a 10 with that Wheel of Fortune. There's still another 10 cards to go through in the Major Arcana. So sometimes the Wheel of Fortune can speak about something, having the opportunity to have another go at something, okay? And then the Ace of Pentacles, this is a new beginning. And this is something that is very practical, something materialistic. And the Ace of Pentacles, with whatever new, whatever's being offered with that, you know, it has the potential to stand the test of time, okay? It is, as I said, the Pentacles is very grounded energy. Now, it could be in relation to work and finances, because this is a general reading. It could play out in different ways for all of you, but I do feel that this reading is talking more about a relationship between you and somebody else. And, you know, with that Five of Cups there, it's either you or somebody else that is focusing on the loss here. But this is the outcome. And I think the main message here is that maybe there's been some slow progress here in terms of change. Maybe this Knight of Cups, you know, is there for you to offer your feelings and, you know, your love to somebody else. But maybe this is what you're waiting for somebody else to offer to you. But the thing that troubles me is that Seven of Swords. It could very well be, as I said, that somebody is being sneaky here. It could be for some of you that somebody has done something and now they're having regrets about it. But it could also be here to highlight that somebody is wanting to sneak off here. Okay, well, that's your general reading. We're going to now move over to the relationship reading. You know, I'm using a different deck of cards here. We may very well get some repeating cards. Maybe we'll get a similar message with this relationship reading as we've got over here. Maybe it'll be a very separate message, okay, for somebody else. So on this side is you, Taurus, and over here is going to be your partner. Now, we'll look at the central issue first, I think. So the central issue is the Lovers, okay? So, you know, this is definitely a relationship. The Lovers card, it can often be about making a choice. Maybe some of you do have a choice between two people. But the Lovers card also can be about making a commitment here. And maybe a decision has to be made as to whether you want to make this commitment or stay in this committed relationship. Now, the card that you've got, Taurus, is the Three of Swords. And to be honest with you, with that Three of Swords being over here, the way I felt with the reading over here is I kind of expected to see that Three of Swords on this side, because that's kind of how I felt. I didn't want to say with the general reading that I was picking up this third party interference, purely because I didn't see any other cards there to particularly suggest that. But with that Seven of Swords there and that Eight of Swords, you know, maybe you are staying in a relationship, but it's a relationship that is not fulfilling. But look, the Three of Swords, yes, as you've heard me say many times, for me sometimes it can be about the need to get to the heart of the matter. But the Three of Swords, yes, can also touch on a third party situation. But the other aspect with the Three of Swords is it does talk about heartbreak. It does talk about sadness. Now, on your partner's side, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So we've got a repeating card here. And like I said, the Wheel of Fortune, it can be that, you know, the wheel is starting to turn in our favour again. But it can also be the opportunity to have another go at something. Now, the next card you've got the Hangman. And the Hangman is not taking any action. You know, he's suspended from that tree because, you know, he's waiting for that epiphany. He needs to either still gain more insight about something, or he's needing to see something in a different way. He's needing to gain a fresh perspective. And he's not going to make any action, or take any action, sorry, until he's got either one of those. On your partner's side, we've got the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is that feeling of, you know, a heavy weight on our shoulders, carrying a heavy burden here. I don't think it's talking so much about responsibilities on your partner's side. I think it's more talking about that whatever's going on between you is creating this burden on them. Now, on your outcome, you've got the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is conflict. It's arguments. But the thing with the Five of Swords is, whomever is the one that's creating this conflict and these arguments, you know, they're about winning the argument and they think they've won the argument. But the problem is the other person that they're having this conflict with ends up reaching a point where they say, enough. You know, I'm not putting up with this anymore. I'm not going to stand here and take this anymore. And I'm not going to keep getting drawn into these arguments with you. So they decide to turn their back. So with the Five of Swords being there, it's either you that's creating this conflict, Taurus, or it's coming from your partner's side. Now, the card they've got at the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is about gaining clarity, okay? It's a new beginning in terms of our thoughts, but also in terms of the way we're communicating or what we're communicating. You know, the Ace of Swords can be that truth card where somebody's going to speak up. But it can often be that type of aha moment when we start to gain more clarity and more understanding on something. You know, it could very well be with that Ace of Swords being there on your partner's side, that they come to this conclusion that with that Five of Swords there, that there's going to be this constant conflict. And you know that if it is you that's creating that conflict for whatever reason, they may reach that moment where they think, you know, that they're not going to win here. And nothing's going to change here. Now, I have pulled a further 3 cards. You've got Judgment on your side. Now, Judgment is that card about, yes, it can be about blowing that trumpet, you know, and making this final decision. The Judgment card comes directly before the World card. And the thing is as well is that we've got the Wheel of Fortune here, which is 10. And then we've gone straight to the 10 and jumped straight up to 20 here. But the Judgment card is about making a judgment, yes. But also the Judgment card can be about resurrecting something that we thought was dead, okay? Something that we thought was over, had come to an end. Then we get this Knight of Swords. So this is a card of communication. He's the quickest knight in the tarot, the Knight of Swords. He comes charging in to speak his truth, and he comes charging in with that communication. Now that could be you, you know, charging in with communication to your partner, but it could very well come from your partner towards you, especially with that Ace of Swords on their side, where they're starting to gain clarity and a better understanding of what is either going on or what it is that they're thinking and feeling. And the last card you got is the Devil. Now the Devil can be to do with negative thoughts. It can be to do with, you know, addictions. Have some of you got an addiction that is causing some issues within your relationship? But the Devil card also can be a card about feeling trapped, okay? You know, these chains here, they're very loose. At any point, you can release yourself from this situation. The only person that's keeping you stuck there is yourself. Very much like I said up here with this Eight of Swords, that somebody is keeping themselves stuck in a situation that maybe they don't really want to be in. It may very well be for some of you that this Three of Swords is up here for you, Taurus, because you may be fearful that if you leave this relationship, that you're going to bring this heartbreak and this sadness to your partner. But you may very well be staying in this relationship when there is no emotional fulfillment, when maybe on your side, you know, there isn't any love anymore. And you're feeling stuck in this relationship, but you may not be wanting to cause any hurt or sadness to your partner. Now, the other three cards they got, interestingly enough, they've got the King of Wands. So we've got another repeating card from over here, okay? So to me, it is possible that some of you here are dealing with a fire sign. Then we've got the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups is water energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. And the thing with the Queen of Cups is she's very, very intuitive. It may be here to highlight that your partner needs to really listen to their intuition at the moment. But also the thing with the Queen of Cups, she's very, very emotional. And if we look here, this cup is significant of her feelings and her emotions. And the only thing she's focused on in this card is that cup. You know, somebody that's very much focused on how they are feeling, okay? The King of Wands could be their energy as well. You know, as I said, the King of Wands, he wants adventure, he wants excitement. You know, he is very determined, but also the King of Wands, when he sets his sights on something, when it's something he really wants, he doesn't give up until he gets it. The other card we got for them, for your partner, is the Page of Wands. And, you know, the Page of Wands, it is very much about fire, that fiery, passionate energy there. The thing with the Page of Wands, though, is, you know, he's feeling very passionate about something, but he doesn't entirely know how it's going to work out or where this feeling is going to lead and take him. What I feel's going on over this side is I feel that we're talking about a relationship here that, you know, that either one of you wants more commitment maybe and the other one is fearing that. Or we're talking about a relationship here where, and I'm thinking it's more you, Taurus, where one of you, and as I said, I think more you, is maybe wanting out of this relationship, is not feeling emotionally fulfilled within this relationship, but is fearing the consequences of what could happen if you decide to leave it. Okay, Taurus, that is what I have for you. Thank you for watching and take care. Bye.